Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Peace be upon us all. May we always be protected by God. Okay, here I will present my proposal with the title The Use of Traditional Game and Clap for Improving Vocabulary Mastery in Elementary School in Mojokerto by me, Nuril Badiatus with the name 52006140009. So, in this occasion, I will present the background, problem formulation, research objectives, and methodology that I will apply in this research. So, chapter 1. Okay, chapter 1, Introduction. Background of the study. Cameron in Katemba and Sanipar 2020, teaching vocabulary in elementary schools is difficult, and teaching vocabulary to young learners requires additional effort and techniques. Elementary school students have various problems in handling English, including being too young to learn English, still preferring to play with each other during class time, and lacking motivation in learning English. To be able to master English, children must have learned some easy and clear vocabulary. Artini 2017. Research question. First, how can the use of traditional game and clap for improving students' vocabulary mastery in elementary school? Second, what is the impact of using the anklet game on the level of student participation in the context of language learning in elementary school? And then this is my objectives of study. First is to determine the effectiveness of using the traditional game anklet as a learning strategy in improving students' vocabulary mastery in elementary schools. And then second is to determine the impact of using the anklet game on the level of student participation in the context of language learning in elementary school. So this is my significances of study. So it is hoped that this research will be useful for students and teachers, and for students it will make the student more interested and motivated in improving mastery their vocabulary. And then for the teacher, for English teachers, as one of the alternative technique to teach vocabulary. And then chapter 2, literature review. So what is vocabulary? According to the expert, vocabulary is the basic tool for communication and knowledge. Lewis 2006, vocabulary is a listing of the words used in some enterprise. It refers to the word that must be known to communicate effectively. And what is the importance of vocabulary? According to Thornbury 2008, okay, people could say little grammar, but they could say almost anything with words. The more people learn words, the more they could improve English. Moreover, the mastery of vocabulary can increase the human life. And then what is the teaching vocabulary? Teaching English vocabulary is integrated into the four skills of the language. It means that vocabulary holds significant role in mastery of the four skills of the language. In the teaching of English or any foreign language, teaching vocabulary is one of the important aspects because the unlimited number of vocabulary in language. So what is traditional game? According to Ismail 2006, traditional games are a type of game that contains cultural values. In essence, it is ancestral heritage that needs to be preserved and is more less usually as a form of education. Okay, so next is anklet. According to Dharma Mulia 2008 145, this game is called anklet or inkling because anklet is done that is walking with one leg. So the anklet game is played by walking and jumping on one leg, which can improve balance, agility, and gross motor skills. And this is my previous study. The topic discussed in this research is similar to the previous studies of Nuril and friends 2021, entitled Improving Vocabulary Mastery Through Traditional Game and Clever Children in Kalijagan Village, Kecamatan Taman Kabupaten Sidoarjo. So the research gap between my previous study with my proposal, it is previous study only focused in increasing vocabulary, and my proposal is focusing in implementation of the anklet. This is chapter 3, research methodology. Research design. So in the research design, I use CAR or classroom action research or penilaian tindakan kelas in Indonesia. There are 4 cycles. There are planning, implementation, evaluation, and data analysis. So before conducting research, we must first plan who the research subject will be, where the research will be conducted, and how it will be implemented. Then after that, we move on to implementation. After implementation, we evaluate it and then we analyze the data. Okay, so this is my research place and subject. So this research will be carried out at SDN Jambe Delanggu Mojokerto, and then the subjects that will be used in this research are all students in grades 5. The reason why I choosing elementary school, it was because the research subject was suitable for elementary school children, and grade 5 was used because grade 5 was easier to direct because they were older. So this is my time setting. I will do this research for 6 months, starting from January to June 2024, and then planning until analyzing data. Planning January, February, implementation March, April. Okay, this is research instrument. In this research instrument, I use 2 instruments. There are worksheets for pre-test and post-test to determine students' abilities before and after implementation. And the worksheet is multiple choice, which contains vocabulary, and of course, the media and game. And the data collection technique. I use 3 data collection techniques. There are observation, pre-test, and post-test. I made observation on student before and during implementation, and I also use pre-test and post-test to get grades from students. So the data analysis technique that will be used by researcher is descriptive analysis technique. What is descriptive analysis techniques? So descriptive analysis techniques refer to analytical method used to describe and analyze data in a detailed and systematic way. The main aim of this technique is to provide an in-depth description of the characteristics or spatial properties of a phenomenon or research object. Okay, so this is my validity. In validating the data that has been obtained, the researcher will use 2 methods: lecturer from Majapahit Islam University and teacher from SDN Jambe. I used 2 experts to validate my research so I could evaluate the things that need improvement. So this is my references. Thank you for your attention and time. Hopefully, this thesis proposal can be accepted and make a positive contribution in the field of English language education. Thank you, and hopefully we can all move together to next stage in academic journey. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.